Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us here on Midday Kentucky. It is, of course, that time of year. Some of us shop till we drop, while others find time to give back. We wanted to bring in Dr. James Stillwell today to help us find our way through the maze of charitable activities. Thank you for coming in today.
Great to be here. Thanks.
So I know, like we said, a lot of us shop till we drop, but most of us are also looking for a way to give back. Why specifically this time of year do we seek that?
Well, one reason might be because it's the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
And so you look back on the past year, how have I been blessed? So how am I grateful in my life, and how can I turn that around and bless others?
And how should we know where we should give back? Should we be looking for one organization to give to, or a bunch of different ones? How do you know what to do?
Well, one way is just to check in with your own heart. Where have I been really touched? What has really changed my life? What's meant a lot to me over this past year or over my whole lifetime? And that'll give you a guide. If you have a problem with that, go to other people and ask for their input.
All right, so once we kind of narrow it down to maybe certain initiatives that we want to get involved in, there's still a lot of confusion about how to navigate through that. Do you have any examples for us, or how we should take action?
Well, confusion sometimes comes into play because you wonder, what is the efficiency of this particular program? Or do they have good ethics? Is it something I really believe in and I could give to with a good conscience? And where can I get the most bang for my buck in terms of my monetary giving? And there's a wonderful website I wanted to share with everyone called givewell.org.
Okay.
And later today I want to put this on my Facebook page. Both the givewell.org and also just some recommended sites for a lot of different purposes of giving.
Is that something where we can go and these are accredited organizations?
Yes,
because sometimes
exactly.
I'm surprised to find out the percentage of donations that actually go to the cause and some go to keeping it going, right?
Yeah, Nick Kristof of the New York Times, he's constantly going around the world finding where you can get the most bang for your buck, the most efficient use of your money to do the most good in the world. And this list came from Mr. Kristof, and so he publishes it annually in the New York Times of where can you do the most good with your giving. And so I want to share that with people as well.
How should we deal with, I guess, internalizing what we're able to give? Maybe your neighbor or your friend can make a big cash donation somewhere, and maybe you can't afford that year.
Oh, sure.
How do we know what is, the right amount to give, and if we can feel good about that?
Well, you can feel good about anything that you give. And proportional giving obviously is more important than the amount.
Right.
And so, for example, on the givewell.org site, you've got a lot of different things. From the cheapest is, in some poor countries in the world, the biggest problem is the parasites that the little children are born with.
Wow.
And so to deworm a child is only 50 cents a person.
Wow, okay.
And so to know that, and to know I can make a huge difference with just a little bit of money, that's just one example.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful resource to reach out to. What about if giving cash isn't in the cards this season?
So if you just have no cash at all, and you're struggling just to pay your rent, then that's a different issue. And so you want to go to not monetary giving, but giving of my time.
Okay.
So go to your church or synagogue or your place of worship or your nonprofit organization and say, where is this group volunteering this month, this year, and where can I plug in? And again, go to those places that have the most for your own heart. What means a lot to you? For example, if it's dogs, an animal shelter might be where you give your time. If you're concerned because there's so many people on the streets, a homeless population, something that I was a part of for many years, I think it's still going for over 25 years, was serving breakfast at the Hope Center once a month. So there's all different ways to give back. And so if you're not able to give back financially, usually these groups that are doing good, they are looking for volunteers. Another opportunity is Kentucky Refugee Ministries. So there are people from all over the world who are fleeing war and those kind of situations, and they're here in Lexington, and you could make them feel welcome, help them to find a job, help them to find a place to live, and those kind of things.
Well, we really appreciate you coming in to tell us all about that, and you're posting the link to that website
I will do
on your
that later
Facebook
today.
page. All right, perfect. We have all the information up on the screen right now. Go over and like Dr. James Stillwell Ministries on Facebook for all this important information. But stay with us after the break. We're back in the kitchen with Allison Davis.